Found in the snow region of Shattered Isles, there is a behemoth that resembles Shrike in many ways. Hello everyone, it's me, Felony, and in today's behemoth breakdown, we are going to talk about the Skraev. Thanks to update 0.2.7, elemental weaknesses are now displayed on the hunting board. For this hunt, bring Shock or Flame. If you don't have one of these elements, bring the highest raw damage you have available for this hunt. Skraev and Shrike have a lot in common, not only in looks but also attack, so I'll quickly go over the moves the two behemoths have in common and focus more on what sets these two behemoths apart. Skraev is very aggressive and prefers being up close rather than being further away. Due to this change, Scratch, Backhand, and Leap are used more frequently. There is also less time in between some of these moves, so be prepared to dodge when needed. Both Gust and Glide are nearly the same as Shrike's. The biggest difference is, after using Gust, Skraev will not follow up with the move Glide, which in return allows it to use other moves instead. And just like Shrike, you could also knock down Skraev during its Glide. Skraev will leap and twist in the air not once but twice before hitting the ground, creating an ice ring around its body. Be very careful to not get hit because this move will inflict bleed. A player inflicted with bleed will slowly lose health each time stamina is used. There are two ways to remove this debuff. Either find a way to heal or avoid using stamina and wait until the debuff runs out of time. Freeze Wave is just like Moonslash, but unlike Moonslash, this move will freeze a player, leaving them frozen for a few seconds. A faster way to escape the ice is having a teammate hit the ice you're encased in. This move is very fast, so be ready to dodge right before Skraev unleashes this move. Skraev will scrape twice on the ground, then slam its hand down, creating a huge wall of ice, freezing any players caught in its radius. While scraping the ground, Skraev will home in on a player before releasing the ice wall. You can avoid this move by getting on the side of Skraev or running out of the ice wall's radius before it's released. You can also dodge this move if you can time it correctly. Believe it or not, the frozen debuff from Freeze Wave and Ice Wall can be nullified. After doing tons of testing, I believe Skraev's frozen debuff cap is at 215 resistance. Any player that exceeds this will no longer get frozen from these attacks. Ice resistance also contributes to this as well. For example, if I had 184 resistance and 32 ice resistance, my Slayer will not freeze. But if I had 179 resistance and 32 ice resistance, my Slayer will become frozen. This might not make sense at first, but if you add both your normal resistance and ice resistance together, and if the total amount of resistance exceeds 215, you will no longer get frozen by these attacks. I'm sure the math behind this is probably different, but for now this seems to work just fine. Like Shrike, Skraev will stand on its hind legs and spread its wings, turning all its feathers red. When enraged, this behemoth's attack speed is increased, and when Skraev uses Freeze Wave, it can now throw a second Freeze Wave if it chooses to. Skraev can also shorten the time it takes to use Ice Wall by scraping the ground only once instead of twice. It will leave its hand in the ground for a second before Ice Wall is released. And like always, if you're having trouble taking on this behemoth during its enrage, play it safe and wait until it's no longer enraged. During your hunt with Skraev, you can break the head, body, and wings. Breaking the head and body twice will possibly drop Shatter Beak and Chill Feather, and once you slay the behemoth, you will possibly be rewarded with the following items. That should be everything you need to know about Skraev. Thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you in Dauntless. If you need more information how to dodge Skraev's slam, check out the Behemoth breakdown for Shrike. In the next Behemoth breakdown, Quill Shot will be our next Behemoth.